Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Good morning. Well, we had a pretty ugly move late last night when Apple released their forward guidance saying that iPhone sales in China are not doing very well. So yeah, and Treasuries took a big jump off of that, but it is appearing to unwind. They have filled the gap in for the most part. Yep. In fact, in ES, they completely filled the gap. So we're in a very difficult. It would have been an easy trade if I had been in earlier. But it looks like we're in a spot that's extremely difficult to call. So yes, that's where we're at here. How about we go and grab the links, shall we? Link. Oops, we got to open up Discord. All right. There's one. And we're streaming on Twitch again today. So that's good. Excellent. There's that. What do we got going on in equity indexes? Okay, well, we're going to have to mark things up here a little bit, I think. Because of where we're at, I think I'm going to have to... Okay, so right here, 122.50, 50, right there. 50 even was previous point of control. Or maybe I should say like yesterday's point of control. Yeah. Okay. And right here at 10.5. Yep. 10.5 was a pivot from yesterday. And this pivot right here, it's very, very much that 30 level. Very much that 30 level. A little bit of kind of like a single print thing going on there. They retraced it to there. So yeah, I think what we do have from there to 30, and then 122.025. Oh wait, so this 30 is like 121.30? Yes. Okay. Pivot there. All right. How's Bitcoin doing? Not doing much of anything interesting, actually. It's just been pretty dead. I think that you're going to get some profit taking over there soon. Doesn't... And then we do have some news let's see here. Oh yeah, so gotta turn this on. I forget that we have to actually allow it. We got unemployment claims coming up. Does it not save my cookies? Need cookies allowed on Forex Factory. Yes. Okay. And the week view and the time setting needs to be set to my time. I only care about the euro, the dollar, and the better, much better. Oh, we have ISM today too. Okay, so we can have some movement today. Obviously, though, nothing too interesting is going to happen with ADP coming tomorrow. Everybody's going to be waiting for ADP. So my default look is probably going to be looking for the point of control from yesterday. I think that they're going to try and go down there. So I want to see. They might come back up to this 10. Let's see what happens. That anymore. Morning, good morning. We got some people on Twitch now. All right, that's good. Turn the live clock down a little bit. The restream chat's going. It shows that. Good. Wonder, does it connect with Discord now? Nope.
Second. It's initial to 1,000. Being
okay, so it's worse than expected, right?
216,000 prior in revised upward as well. Spot 7.
That's not good.
1.7.
But they actually ticked down. That's curious. It's 231 versus 220. This is unemployment claims. Yeah, I don't know. They are kind of bouncing off here. I think that we are going to move up a little bit. Yeah, but still not working. That's unfortunate. You have to wait for somebody in YouTube or Twitch to say something, though, to test it. To see if the restream chat part works. That's pretty good. Hmm. So there seems to be, even though the numbers were bad, there still seems to be a desire to move down in the treasuries. Look at that offer. Pulled and they pulled up. Now they're stacking. Now we're getting the move. And so it's big, thick numbers underneath of us too. Probably gonna lift us up, and it's there in all three of them. Well, I said 10, didn't I? So this is where I would be maybe be taking it off. Okay, so they're fighting back at 9/2. Oops, let's so that I can yes. Oh, and this we don't know. I don't know why that's up there like that. There we go.
More geopolitics, secretary.
It's a little sad that they even have to do that. Like, don't kill people, folks. It'd be very bad for the international community. Okay, so there is an iceberg at 10. I actually were able to go offer at 009.5. Just kind of curious, considering that there was probably plenty of people willing to fill them at 10.
They also sees possibilities.
So that but it seems a little too easy to me. Especially since the E-mini is not exactly going gangbusters. You know? There you go. Over it quite easily. Okay, still a lot trading there at 10, but they're buying. Oh my. Oh my, okay. Hands off. I'm not. I was thinking maybe I could try and get a fill at 10.5, but not after that. They bought that up and they held a pretty strong bid there. Now it is going off again. It seems like they're willing to fight it for it here. I don't know. I mean, that is a lot of liquidity being stacked there at 10.5. That is going to be very tough to get through. And if they did get through it, that would be very it would greatly increase the probability that we've seen the low for the day. Ooh, a little bit of pulling.
Not working. Do you want to jump me or do you want to drive me?
You could just take my car and I could just work from home.
Oh, perfect. Okay, love you, bud.
Bye. Okay then. Her battery is not working correctly. Probably need to replace the battery is my guess. Maybe I'll try pushing her car down the road. Awfully quiet morning, folks. Market is moving, but y'all's being awfully quiet this morning. Okay, there goes a bid again. They're not really stacking a whole lot at 10.5 anymore. Stacking a lot at 11 now. Or are people extending targets? Oh man, it's really trickling in too. Yeah, look at that. And it was they're at 10, so I don't actually see any big block orders at 9.5. I'm seeing them all buying at 10. Critical. Okay. They're fighting them at 10.5 now as well. But they're taking it out easily. Well, this is not turning out the way I expected at all, because I thought maybe you could take along at 10 or 10.5. Or sorry, you could maybe, I thought that we were going to move up from where we were at 8.5 up to about 10, 10.5. And then when we got there, I thought there's enough fighting that we could maybe get another tick or two out of this. Now I'm seeing very strong trend up. Okay. Yeah. So this is a little bit too much. Okay, there was a big order at 09.5 that disappeared. Five-year is kind of saying hold up now. I might be able to take this one. But the way that they attacked it, 10 and 10.5 is was quite aggressive. Buyers were quite aggressive there, and you were not seeing a huge flush down in the E-mini at all. In fact, okay. There is enough liquidity there at 11 though that I think, especially if we get to like 7 kind of seems to be the number where it's really like quite likely to hold. And when you've gotten all of this iceberging here, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to get filled here. Let's see what happens. They may come down for a few ticks and then turn around and see if they make another push and try and get through. So Okay, so there it did get filled. Let's just move this up for an easy target for now. Okay, so now 11 is pulling. About 3,000 pulled off there. Nobody's trading into 11 yet, though. That's interesting. What's the 5-year doing here? Ticking up, okay. It's having a hard time holding this level at 25 quarter. It's ticking back and forth there quite a bit. Ten-year is selling down through 10.5 fast too, but not a lot of stacking there. If we do get a strong tick down here, it's possible that they might try to go back to the open price.
Asked by a couple of people about data pile-ups.
Okay.
Oxford Economics have put out notes. Says the backlog of unreleased data is starting to pile up. Release of some indicators, including the employment report, will not be affected by the shutdown.
So I took that one off because the 11 is now starting to appear to be a more balanced price than the 10.5.
More Apple suppliers losing out here. In pre-market trade, likes of Broadcom, Ventum, Universal, trading lower at pre-market.
I also can see the possibility of ES breaking down here, and that could potentially push us off. I'm a little worried about a kind of like a cup and handle kind of pattern developing out here in the 5-year. Also, I don't like that your offers are not really sticking around at all. The pressure looks all buying for the most part. Well, see, they are kind of still giving you like, oh, maybe stacks.
We're at the shutdown. Again, the U.S. Democrats are to bring a bill to the House.
It's a tough call.
End the shutdown tomorrow. Democrats take control, but the Senate probably won't even vote on that legislation. Partisan parties here, just on both sides, just really not willing openly about any kind of coming together.
Hello, Mark.
Today, actually, the Democrats take control of the House.
So the problem I'm having here, I do see some reasons for it to turn around here, but it does not look to me at the moment that sellers are in control of this. I'm not quite sure what equities are doing there. Yeah. That might actually be a good fill there. They're pulling a little bit too easily. But I'm too unsure to be taking it. Okay, nobody traded into 10.5 and they ticked up there pretty easily. So another problem that we have is that there's going to be this 12.5 to 13 area. It's going to give them some trouble. We'll see here again. That 10.5 is only 14. Oh, and they traded through it and it was only 926. Okay. And the E-mini is just being like, who knows what they're thinking over there. Okay. Well, that was what I was hoping to happen when I took that trade and I got out of it. Maybe if I had been a little bit more patient. That's okay. That was awfully odd action. Mm. No, we don't need that on. Turn that off. Now you get into the buy side liquidity at 0.95, which is interesting. You know, it's also interesting. We traded a lot at 10. Like, they fought over that price quite a bit. But when you look at the profile, it's not actually sticking out that much. They didn't actually fill in that price as much as as it appeared at the time. They might give us a tell here. Okay. So it's being awfully jumpy. Now they're putting 6 at that 09.5. We did trade into the 0.95. This right here. Look at the 10. Backing to 4,000 very easily. Oh, that's really pulling.
US corporate debt market comes alive as well now. Got Berkshire Hathaway finance. The new dollar-denominated money here.
So the orders at 0.95 are not, when we ticked up and it's not there anymore. I wonder what's going to happen here at 11.5 and 12 if we move up there. The target's going to have to be there. There's yes, dropped a little bit. Might be the change that they need to for bears to start making a bit of a run. Still stacking here at 11. Ah, there we go. It's pulling. It's pulling significantly.
Cargill out reporting some bellwether for agriculture. Second quarter revenues increased 4% to $28 billion, bringing the year-to-date figure to.
This is a pretty easy uptick there.
$853 million, down 10%, $948 million.
They made it go bid really easily, but then it ticked back down.
Good news there.
Yes, not completely falling apart yet, so. Don't like 10.5 going offer. Hey Seth, can you tell me which app you use to stream YouTube? Well, so I record with OBS and then I send it to something called Restream. And Restream.io repeats it to both YouTube and Twitch. So that's how I do that. I see that wasn't good. At the very least, that means that I did not get a good price. Notice, though, that this bid is stronger than this offer.
Just some company news now. Qualcomm has posted bonds.
Yeah, no problem.
Permanent injunction against Apple iPhones in Germany.
Yeah, Restream is really great because it's got this new. I'll show you here.
Posted bonds enforce permanent injunction against iPhones. Bonds required for Qualcomm to be able to enforce revenue ordered by court on the 20th.
So it shows me
security bonds worth 1.34 billion.
It shows me the chat for both YouTube and Twitch in one spot, and it says that they can integrate with Discord too, but I haven't been able to get that part to work yet. Okay, an iceberg at 10.5 is not necessarily good news, but it is good that there is that much buying there, and I'm not seeing the bigger orders really selling yet. They still appear to be mostly buying. But the 5-year is just being a little tipsy here, like that they don't want to go much higher. Look at that, 5. So I doubt that goes bid when they buy that up. Yep. 1648 back down. Wow. That may have, the way that they did that, that kind of looked to me like, how do I describe it? That looked like profit taking, because he was not really intent on trying to push it back down. He just wanted to get all of his stuff there, and he was leaving it like really low. He wasn't putting a whole lot on there because it seemed like he was worried that if he put on too much that they wouldn't fill him. Now that he's out of the way, you know, it was a good stack there at 10.5, but it probably depends mostly on the 5-year here. Well, and let's see here, the 30 years kind of has us in a good place for risk. Like if I wanted to buy, you could maybe even get evens or a 1. Okay, so now there's a big iceberg at 10.5 buying. Yeah, man. We're kind of in a dicey place, aren't we? But that buy side liquidity is following it up. Is definitely following it up. So now we've had 6 there. Okay. See, when the 5-year ticks up there, then they're willing to buy it at 10 or at 11. Not holding a strong bid there at 11 yet, though. Probably 5-year needs to start hitting it at 25 3/4, which they don't want to do. They're not exactly lined up for a breakout here either.
Select 40 higher.
So they're holding that 11. Okay, even though the 5-year didn't tick up. So now that seems like these two are actually kind of putting pressure on the 5-year to tick up. And look at that. A big stack there in the 5-year at 25 1/4. So I think this is a situation where I don't really know if we're going to bust out the top here or not. They are putting the pressure on, though, and the reward, if it does so, is pretty good. So it's kind of like a risk-free trade in that respect. I mean, I got an okay price. Yeah, no, it would have been better to get 10, but I got a pretty good price. So if the 5-year decides to do it here. Okay. Okay, so that's a better uptick. The pull at 25 3/4. That's good. Now we're gonna get a pull here at 12. Do you look at time and sales more than the order book? No, I mean, I really focus on this DOM. I mean, I have some stuff over here that you probably can't see where I have the list of every order that's going through. And I kind of use that as a confirmation, because if I see a move up, like for instance, we moved up here at 11 and 11.5, right? I want to see some big guys buying it. If I see a move, especially a move of like a really strong move up of like several ticks, and I'm not seeing big orders like that, that's a big warning sign to me that the larger players may not be involved. But I'm mostly looking at this DOM, and right now in particular I'm paying attention to how the orders are stacking and pulling. So you can see they're stacking on the bids more often than not. They're stacking on the bids and pulling on the offers, and they're putting a lot of pressure, and then finally the offers will finally give up and pull it. Hey, good morning, Dustin. Is Ace Trades over at your house or something? Let's see. Okay, so notice that the 12 is pulling every time that the 5-year ticks up. So you've kind of got these robots, I think, that are holding this. Oh, it's the same guy. Oh, right, I gotcha. Okay, that's right. But it's like these robots are getting out of the way because they decide that they don't want the fill there. Although we have seen a lot of profit taking almost every step of the way here. So, especially, I mean, I gotta be careful because I don't know if that 12.5 is gonna pull or not. Now 11.5 is not holding consistently. That could still go offer. Okay. Big iceberg there holding it. That's good. The E-mini is kind of falling apart a little bit too. So I should actually move it here. When you get to the VWAP, there's always going to be a lot of volume at the VWAP. So I'd be very surprised if you don't see at least a 5K iceberg here at 12.5. But they also almost always go through it, at least for a tick. So if we get up there, so there's not really much of a point in me putting it there. I think that one is staying is larger because point of control. But yeah. Okay, so we got another tick out of it, and now it looks like they're pulling back. Maybe I'm oh, okay. I don't know. I don't necessarily like that price action. It could just be a little bit of a pullback so that they can, you know, flush a few people out and gain some momentum to try and squeeze again. But I'm also the E-mini doesn't look done moving down to me. It's moving down, but it's not really a ton of cumulative delta yet. All right. They're starting to get a little jumpy again. Hmm. This bubble right here. 415, that's not significant. It did turn them around there though. Okay.
Islands Veronica here. 2018, putting together legislation needed.
So that last tick up, you know, it ticked up, they pushed it back down, and it pushed it back up. That kind of, but the amount that was traded and the speed with which it did it appears to be robots.
Sterling. Price. These on your rate.
Nat 12 is pulling again. And there's not as much here at 12.5 as there was, right? It was 47 before. It was 47 when we were trading up here before, and now it's only 35. Ah, Now there's a big order there. Ah, you're going to show your face just because I said that. He put that there just because I said that, didn't he? Didn't he? I don't want to get paranoid, but you kind of gotta wonder. Yeah, sir. Do you not have the link, Yoda? I'll grab you the link here in a second. Okay, the E-mini traded up a little bit. You're gonna run into here 26.5, which is now VWAP in the 5-year, is gonna provide significant resistance. So kind of got to be on our toes because we are getting to a point where we kind of gotta be careful. Well, that little buy in the E-mini is already fading down.
Right, because okay.
It's something I find difficult about the action that we're seeing right now is that I'm looking for, a signal to say we're done and we get out. But when we're ticking, I'm not really seeing indications that there are big traders really doing things there. Like when I see that buying into 12, that looks like mostly robots. Like it looks like a lot of the ticks up and down are the very short-term robots trying to just take it as she goes. And really, the liquidity that you're getting on the inside here, like this 33, like half of that can pull at any second. Yeah, see. And you don't know if they're pulling that because somebody's trying to get fills or if they've seen something and they don't want it anymore.
Changed.
So, but I'm also not seeing anything that tells me that the control has changed hands. Okay. So that was a more significant stack on that downtick. I'm not liking what I'm seeing at 11. The E-mini is Undecided. I still think that they're going to move down in ES, but it seems undecided. I think they're going to come at least down back to like the 85 area. Okay, so you're getting more stacking here now at 11.5. It's 4 now? They're not exactly jumping at the chance to sell at 11. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. You see that? They bought that 11.5 so fast. So fast. Okay, didn't hold. Yes, is getting fidgety, isn't it? Hmm. Okay, so there's actually some icebergs lurking here at 11. Okay, we're gonna see if we can do something tricky here.
Irish PM Varadkar saying we're not Brexit Parliament.
Man, so this no deal Brexit thing is gonna go on until March. Kill me now. So market appears to me to be extremely concerned about Brexit. And to have that hanging over the market for the next 3 months, and then all of the drama that's going to happen if they introduce legislation in March is like, oh my gosh. All right. Well, I didn't get what I wanted. That's unfortunate. That's what I get for trying to be smart. Now that I'm filled, they're probably going to jump right up to that 12.5. And look at it in the 5-year. 5-year really jumped up there.
Not accept any comparable.
If I had gotten filled at 11, I would probably be trying to get a fill at 12. Maybe not. But I still think that there's a really good chance that they touch 13. They really like to just get like right next to it. It's like they'll either come one tick short or they'll go one tick too far. You know what I mean? And especially with equities opening here in about 7 minutes or so, you know, we're gonna probably have some good opportunities to get fills here. You could potentially buy it at 11.5. It looks balanced there. We've rotated around that many times. To be rotating there, right at the top of the top of the opening range, like just kind of on the edge of it, above it, I think is actually kind of good. Just because it's unusual to be sitting there up at the top for that long, and so I think that increases the probability that we do eventually push out the top here. Look at that. There's still some icebergs under there buying it. Ooh, and do you notice all of this liquidity now that's showing up at 13, 13.5, and 14? What is that? What's with that?
Right, because saying the Irish border red line I had, and that will not change.
That was a change. That was a significant change there.
Fiat Chrysler December US auto sales rose 14%. Estimates. Joining us in equities, we are various company sales numbers.
So very curious. That change. Side of things here.
Saying cycle today and agree to stand by the current.
Oof. Still pulling, and the E-mini is making a good run now. They're buying into the open. That's very interesting. Are these auto sales numbers coming in? Is that what? Oh, the restream bot is working too. That is so cool. So now, if you're watching on Twitch, it shows you the comments on from YouTube, and probably vice versa. Nobody's said anything in Twitch, but I bet you if they did, you might see it in YouTube, which is awesome. Totally awesome. Okay, well, they're holding an offer at 11.5.
Apologies. Radka saying circle to and channel be.
So maybe I did the right thing there. Really, I kind of I did okay with that first one too. Like I sold at 10.5 and I actually did tick down a little bit. I could have worked something there. Okay. Well, we're gonna tick down a little bit more here now. Let's see what CNBC has up for their companies added way more jobs than expected in December. That's from ADP. Oh, I didn't even notice that. That was 271 versus 179. Wow. Well, that's something else. That's what they're looking at. Stay away from this one banking stock this year. I bet you it's going to be Goldman Sachs. Watch. What is it? I don't want to touch Goldman Sachs. Yep. I don't want to touch Goldman Sachs, Bovee said on CNBC's Trading Nation. People really don't understand what the issue is concerning Goldman Sachs. It's that they were involved in this huge scandal related to Malaysia. It's the fact that their compliance operations internally seem to have broken down. Blah, blah, blah. They've been wrapped in this thing.
Radka saying on it. Same preparation.
Bovee says involvement with the scandal-ridden fund either uncovers ineptitude at the top of the company or a failure of its systems. In order for some entity to give $6 billion over 3 issuances, the highest level of the company must agree to it. The net effect is that the company cannot say that they did not approve this at every level. But then, what they can say is, we were victimized, and if you were victimized, it's because your systems are no good. No, I don't think that was the case at all. I think that they took the deal and they didn't see any problem with it. And honestly, there wouldn't have been any problem with it if it hadn't have turned out poorly for Malaysia. I need to read more about that. That's very interesting. Heavy losses in 2018 have made for more attractive valuations. I don't know. That's not the reason that I was expecting to hear from him. Because Goldman Sachs is very, very what is the word? I mean, I worked there, right, for like 6 years. So they are so focused on their image at Goldman Sachs. You know what I mean? it's like they always play it safer, generally speaking, than other firms actually. But they are big and they are good at what they do, and so they do get caught up in bad deals. And when a bad deal like that happens, Goldman Sachs doesn't just like go like, "Well, you caught us. We'll try better next time." Sort of. No, it's like all of the sudden, because something like this happened, it is now this huge initiative within the company to fix whatever allowed that thing to happen, and change it and make sure that it never happens again. Like I'm can guarantee you they're having those conversations in like every town hall, and they're talking about that sort of thing.
Now to Ryanair license preparation for.
So to me, if they have, you know, a um if they really were in the wrong to do that, and I don't really understand enough about the situation to know, then they're going to fix whatever was the problem that they've had to do it. And so that to me is not really a very good reason to sell it long term. If anything, provides a good spot to buy. The reason why I would want to be staying away from Goldman Sachs is because the assets that they have long term are poor, or you think that now because they're doing an initiative to like move over into being more of a bank, and if you think that that initiative is going to fail, then that would be a reason to sell Goldman Sachs. But this regulatory thing, I think, is kind of, I mean, look, they've had those kinds of problems before, right? Still very interesting. And Dick Bove does tend to be right. And you know what? He said earlier that I would want to stay away from Goldman Sachs for different reasons, but he said, you know, you'd want to stay away from Goldman Sachs, and he was right. So can't just discount what he says. I really hate how flaky the level 2 is being. You can just stack 3,000 out of nowhere and then that completely pulls. Like now they're actually, that was actually the sell, kind of. More of the sell that I was expecting. Well, that one did not get too far. Good morning, folks. Yeah, that action in the E-mini is not positive. Right? Like, all of that absorption there, that says that there's a lot of people that bought on the open and are now underwater already. So it's like a divergence right out the gate. Interestingly enough, though, treasuries are not picking up. You're starting to get a lot of liquidity at 14 for a target. But you're also getting that 6 at 12.
Trump up and tweeting for the day. Currently tweeting the
Oh boy.
tweet again list.
Where is that? 205 historic results help Trump make the case for 2020 re-election. From the Washington Examiner. Well, there's your 12. Probably would have gotten filled at 12 now. And they sold that down in the E-mini. Okay, so now I think you've got people washed out in equities. So now here's kind of more the moment of truth as to, are they gonna go into sell mode today, or are we going to retrace that move down that we just had? Is he gonna tweet again? Come on. Need some entertainment. Uh-oh. That is the old phone. A lot of phone calls. I have to text my wife about that. Okay, so there was a big bubble there, but they seem to be continuing through. We did tick up through 12, but now that we're coming back down, the relatively outsized liquidity is still there. Yes, it was a good run.
Block buy.
Ooh, okay. Well, I'm not quite sure what to make of that one, folks. The E-mini looks a little crazy here. And somebody just bought a block at 11.5, which you never know. I mean, it's a fairly good edge to say that we're going to move up, but it's not strong enough on its own for me to necessarily get in here. The E-mini is swinging quite wildly.
Apple putting its price target to bucks from the power of 200.
Okay, so somebody else cutting their price target. Somebody thinks that we're going to have a really strong market downturn is my thinking here. Okay, so now we're showing 7 at 12. So that's not good. Hmm. And flipping that back and forth there quite a bit. You see, there was 1400 bought in 12, and then they sold it back down into 11.5, and then they bought it back up at 11.5. So now they've gone back and forth at 11.5 a few times. Yeah. And we've gone back and forth at 11.5 a lot before equities opened. Equities are actually holding here okay. Although where we're at on cumulative delta is a little concerning. But I'm taking the sell based on the liquidity that we had at 12, and then the fact that when we ticked down, so much was following it. Okay, now equities are kind of pushing down a little bit.
Or from President Trump, no, they 20 president that they can't win based on. They're going to call out on 30.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why I find that so funny. But oh my gosh, that is gold. Let's read what he said exactly. The shutdown is only because of the 2020 presidential election. The Democrats know they can't win based on all of the achievements of Trump. Trump is in quote marks. Well, I don't like that it ticked up there. Trump, quote unquote. So they're going all out on the desperately needed wall and border security. Wall and border security are capitalized. And presidential harassment. For them, strictly politics. Nope. I think I'm wrong on this one, guys. That might just be because of Donald Trump tweeting. Like, it seems like all of the Twitter robots now are like programmed to just be like, if Donald Trump tweets something, sell. Look at the way that liquidity builds and pulls at 12. It's very flaky right now. They're not actually making a new low in equities yet. Yet. Keyword yet. Okay, there's the new low. Yeah. Okay. So we're pivoting here, and there's some pretty significant divergences on this. Well, actually, it's not that much. It's only 3,000. I guess 3,000 isn't huge in treasuries, but they've pulled back and they made a new low, but they haven't made a new low in cumulative delta. Oh gosh, look at this. Buyer's gonna buy, folks. Ugh. Man, that tweet. I mean, here's the thing, like, I totally agree with what he's saying. Like it seems to me that Democrats are only doing the shutdown because they believe that it is good politics. They think that the Democrat Party is going to benefit from a shutdown. That's the only reason they're doing it. It has nothing to do with the budget or really even the wall. I mean, obviously they don't want the wall no matter what, but you know, is preventing the wall really like so dire for them? I think most Democrat voters are kind of like, well, I don't think it's a good, use of money, but it's not that much, and so they're not gonna like. It's not gonna be the end of the world if the wall gets built for them, right? And so yeah, it's totally politics. But the way that he said it, and just the the way that he comes out brazenly with his messaging, like, you know, is really something else. And it's kind of funny that he has the gall to come out and say that sort of thing. Man. No, they're not recovering here yet. It looks like they're still in a bear. Should have just bailed there. So I'm not quite sure what was with the and why did I sell it at 11.5? Because it was a block
Next
buy.
time we do have the manufacturing September expected at
Oh, that's right.
57.9 against the prior of 9.3. That's in the range 54.0 to 50. Looking on the breakdown as well, the prices paid index expected 0 against the prior of 60.7. Employment index 58.4 previously, and the orders index prior of 62.1. Just remember that the earlier scheduled construction spending done.
The
As well, picking up on a note from Danske Bank before the ISM manufacturing PMI, they're expecting it to fall back slightly, indicating strong growth in the US economy. Trade tensions have yet to show a significant impact on the US economy. However, early signs may have emerged already after the lower Apple shares estimates were attributed mainly to lower Chinese purchases.
I should have so there was a block buy there at 11.5, but then I saw the liquidity at 12. But when they were able to tick up through it, that should have canceled the trade out. Especially since it was only there for a second and it pulled. So did not do that one very well, did I? But certainly not confident enough to be buying 13. Well, where are we at in the mini now? All right, we're pretty close to where they spend most of the overnight, so it's probably gonna get choppy here. There's also this divergence here in the E-mini that I did not. It was way too flat-footed there. Way too flat-footed there.
More from Trump again that the billions of dollars tariffs are charging and other countries that have not really. In the meantime, we're doing well in various trade negotiations. At some point, this had to be done.
The man's gonna be on a rampage here, guys. I don't even think that the equity market is like reading that and is like, oh, that's really bad for the economy. Like, I think that they've just decided that, you know, that him tweeting is enough of a reason to buy something. Like, look at the liquidity that's showing up there at 12.5 now. One right where it was, and they're stacking there. So I think that could continue to move us up. In fact, the chances of me getting filled at 13 are probably pretty low. I'm not picking that phone up, so stop calling. It's not my phone. Oh, look at that. Now they're kind of trying to do the put the pressure on thing. But the big order that was there at 12.5 is not there anymore, and now we've got this big order at 14. No, you've got a very strong setup here for a level break, potentially. Is ES done there? Well, that is not how I expected to get filled, and I am very unhappy about it. Well, let's not get too antsy. That was definitely a level break setup there at 13, and it's not unusual for them to tick down, sit for a little bit, and then tick back up. Look at that. Yeah, that was a lot of market selling. It just came in basically against the grain. So I think that we had a market, a level break setup that failed there. Yeah. Fuck. Well, here's right where the spot where the mini might turn back down, so I can't. Read that one bad. I'm doing bad.
3 minutes now until we get the US ISM manufacturing PMI for December. Again, as expected at 57.9, or 59.3. On the breakdown, the prices paid index 58.0 expected, with employment prior 58.4, new orders index prior 60.
They're showing these big numbers and then pulling them. I mean, it's like they're not there for very long, but geez, guys. Okay, now what is with 13.5? Okay, so now they're pulling.
One minute.
Okay. Well, that could have been bad, but I somehow weaseled my way out of that one.
Ten seconds.
Ooh.
54.1, 54.1 for the manufacturing PMI. On the breakdown as well, the prices paid index at 50.9, while new orders at
Ooh.
51.1, employment index at 56.2. Looking at the breakdown, the monthly drop in the ISM manufacturing
So it's a
activity was
bad
the
number.
biggest since October 2008. The index now at its lowest level since November 2016.
Yeah, they're not going to be happy about that one. Hmm. Interesting. A lot tried to hold it there, and they went through them. It's funny that we were actually kind of falling going into that number. Like I had that whole thing there where I bought it at 13 and I really thought, ooh. And look, if I had held it through the news, would have been awesome. Well, I like the spot that I found. I really like the spot that I found. Come to Papa. Look at that. So the E-mini is probably going to break the overnight low at this point based off of that news. You know, manufacturing was one of the things that was really driving growth last year. I know I can remember times when the manufacturing numbers weren't good, but it's been so long, like I really can't think of a specific instance. Like everything that I can think of, they've always been fairly good. So now to get a bad number was like, what? How bad was it here? It was 57. It was 3 points under, and the prices were 3 points under as well. That's bad. So like, Yeah, this is a really bad number. It's just really awful all around. So here you're going to have a level break in 19 probably. Hmm. Okay, so here at the previous high, they're fighting it out a little bit, but I think that they're going to make a new high. Yep. Yes, sir. Oh, I have it. Interesting that my auto profit ending up having a pretty good amount of liquidity sitting there. So somebody probably took the exact same trade that I did. I think that we just hold this and well, actually, you know what? We could see a new high. I might want to pull this. Let's just move this up here and keep our finger on the trigger here. Okay. I was pulling and they're letting them take him out at 18.5. E-mini's coming back a little bit. They haven't busted through the lows of the day yet, though. That's kind of my bet, so I think it's probably worth it for me to just hold it, even though it is coming down a little bit. Not seeing the 5-year really wanting to push yet. So yeah, they're not buying 29 3/4 yet. Now they are. Now they might take it. They're all like this is a pullback. They all look poised to make another move up. I think that they're probably just waiting for them to come in the E-mini. Now the thing that's interesting in the E-mini is that even though they've pulled back here a little bit, almost no cumulative delta buying up on that. So I think you have a really good setup here for that 20 to just get blown through. Yeah. Ooh, wow.
A piece from the Moody's now. Partial shutdown of the government, plus minimal disruption to
Minimal disruption to the economy, huh? So if this goes on for like a month, 2 months, then at what point does it become disruptive?
9%.
The problem that I have with a lot of the quote unquote analysis, oh, look at that 19.5. I want to get on a political rant and I need to focus here. But it just seems to me like a lot of people, especially the Democrats, are underestimating how strongly the Republicans are going to hold to this. They think that they're just going to hold it for a week and then the public is going to pressure and shame Republicans into giving in, and it's not going to work like that. And in fact, I mean, that's just not how people work, right? Like the more that they try and shame Republicans into giving in, the less likely Republicans are going to be to do it. So the whole thing is messed up, and so they're saying, well, it's going to be a minimal disruption to the economy, like Like, guys, if federal workers don't get paid for 3 months, that's not going to be a minimal disruption, right? Okay, well, there's definitely a lot of profit taking here at 19, half and 20.
We have, and it's
Look at that. Okay, so they got over it with 12. And they ticked through 20 pretty easily. The E-mini is almost certainly going to break a new overnight low. Or rather, they're going to break the overnight low here. I would be extremely shocked. They're playing like they're not going to do it, but they're going to do it. Watch. I'm so positive. That probably means I'm going to be wrong. Sure looks like that they're going to do it to me, though. Especially look at that cumulative delta. Like they're squeezing so hard and nobody's bailing yet. Somebody's gonna puke here. When you get action like this, at some point somebody has to puke. Granted, we could be in that maybe 5% of the time where it ends up being the sellers that end up giving up and puking, but pretty confident that they're gonna... I should just stop talking. I'm jinxing it, aren't I? They might have to pull back a little bit to do it. Oh, look at this 68 at 19. See, there was like 6,000 at 20 at one point. They have traded up through that multiple times now. Without it ever being never more than 6,000 being traded there. Maybe now at that point it's been 6,000. Okay, that was a new low, right? Yes. By a tick. By a tick. This is a classic situation lately because the interest rate issue stronger releases pushed down the S&P 500, ISM New York business conditions much stronger, and the S&P 500 reaching daily low. Everyone is afraid of another rate hike for sure. I mean, I don't think that the market really believes at this point that the Fed is actually going to raise. Okay.
Bit of pricing from Bank of Montreal, 1.5 billion, 5-year covered 18 over mid. And December US auto sales rising 7.6 to be done.
Yeah, they may yet keep going. Yeah, 21 I definitely caught a pullback. They sure are. That was sure short-lived though, wasn't it? Ooh, that 22 just completely pulled in the E-mini just, ugh. Hmm, not quite. That looked like it could be a level break, but now it's not behaving correctly. It may just go right through it. All right. Why are you trading oil, John? Well, oil has been moving. What are they doing in oil? Let's look. My oil is being quite oof. And oil is going down big time from this too.
Bit more auto news now. Just aware that Ford is said to be shifting the US sales reports.
I don't know, John. I feel like I'm too old to be messing with oil, and if I'm too old to do it, you're definitely too old to do it. I don't know. They're backing off of this a little bit too easily. The E-mini is experiencing a significant pullback. They might come back to 2465. I think they might come back there. I think that I have 8 ticks and there's only 10 minutes left in the time that I normally trade. Now, if I don't have my car, I can stay a little bit later if I'm staying home today. But, oh, actually, that's a problem. It's a problem. Well, I'll have to figure it out. But, yeah. I think I left my laptop in the car and I told my wife to take that. That's bad. That this pullback right here is probably more significant than the others. All the way back to 21. You could maybe potentially buy it there. But I would like to see the E-mini come back to my spot first. There was a heavy liquidity up there too at 24.65. You see all the white here? Super interesting. 24.65. Oh, I said you could maybe buy it at 21. I didn't think that was going to happen that quickly. Good grief. But I'm not. I'm really, I got 8 ticks. I'm not going to touch it. I'm really not. And even though I'm really happy about that trade, don't get me wrong, I'm still frustrated about how I traded before that because I had a trade that I had 4 MAE on, and I pulled it out, but man, that's not good. That was a really bad trade that I got lucky on. And the ones before that, you know, like this first one, I really could have gotten more money out of all of those trades. And yeah, I could have gotten a little bit more out of this one. I could have gotten like what, 1, 2, 3, at least 3 more ticks out of that one, but that's okay. I'm not so concerned about that. But definitely still some room for improvement here today. But I have to say, today's trading was really, like, the action itself, even though we were actually pretty range bound before this, the action going into it was still okay. And this action, of course, is really good. ADP is probably going to be a monster tomorrow. And then we could have good trading after that, so we'll see. Look at that. So there's some big icebergs there at 23 now. And they are kind of holding the liquidity there, trying to push us up. See, they were holding a pretty good bid there at 21.5 for a while. Now, not so impressive, is it?
It's not quite toasty. Ones.
So what kind of levels do we have here? I mean, they touched the overnight high, right? That's locally high, right? Yes. So I don't know. I think that they're going to want to try and bust it. But given the context, there's not necessarily a very clear trend anymore. And so I cannot say for certainty whether it is going to break out the top there or not. And you know, I think you will see an iceberg at 23.5 buying at some point, and then maybe they'll do a level break. We'll see if it does it or not. Oh, you know what? They actually did. They did break the overnight high, didn't they? Okay. But I mean, from a in terms of movement away from the VWAP, there is still room to go. Okay. So now you're seeing it build at 23.5. Here's a 3,000. They're building. 24 appears to be pulling. Yep. You buying in there. Yep. Easy new high. Well, I should have left it alone, huh? There's another 6 ticks in that. No, it's okay. 8 ticks is really good. Let's just leave it at that, huh? There's the E-mini making the move down. Like clockwork. believe today that I made money, or I lost some money on buys today? Bought it at 11.5.
If you
I
get
lost
really
money on that.
projections.
The 30-year is not broken its overnight high. Good observation, John. The 5 and 10 have done it, but the 30 haven't, so there's probably at least another push in here. Oop, hold on. Okay, so now that it's over 25, that was another 8 ticks. There was a time when I would have held something like that. And honestly, I could have gotten back in. I'm not sure why when it came back to 21 again, I didn't get back in. It's almost like the market maker is being nice to me today, and he was like, "Hey Seth, why don't you buy it? Like this one's obvious. Like, come and buy it. We'll give you an easy one today." But then I was like, "Well, I've already got 8 ticks, so I'm not gonna do it." That's what I kind of feel like happens. Well, the E-mini did not make a new low on that swing down. I'm kind of starting to wonder. Because I don't feel like it's done yet. I mean, the Treasuries are not done yet. Oh yeah. It's a lot of big liquidity up above us. There she went. Okay, that's the stop run. Look at that. They were traded right through that evens like it was not even there. And look at the 5-year. Holy shit. And they just traded through 35.50. And they're trading 2 ticks more. Oh, mama. Oh, he was only long from 27? $148.15 would give them a 50% extension of the overnight range. Level 5 from this morning's market profile projections. So maybe more. Well, there is a really big order at 28.5 that has appeared.
Playing deputy now when which are monitoring carefully.
Well, I was thinking about going short, but it looks like the opportunity is already passed. Hmm. Good session. Okay, so let's post our Bitcoin notes. It's funny. Absolutely nothing happening in Bitcoin after all of that. After all of that, nothing interesting happened.
Comment White House advice.
That's
Of bad for profits.
That's interesting that we came back when we made another push. It was so fast. I'm really tempted to touch it, but I don't want to. I don't want to mess with it. Oops. That's not what we wanted. That's not what we wanted. There we go. Probably screwed up the stream big time there for a second. Sorry about that, guys.
assets expect big
Block by.
Audio news now picking up survey that the month of 32 hours per day. That survey, they're seeing Arabia, UAE, and Iraq and Kuwait's post.
Block by.
Okay, I've seen this one before. Fuck. Wow. 7K is bought into 25? Sorry, O2 half. It's done. It's done. Sure. Okay. I'm happy with that. Look, see that took out the losses that I had earlier today. So now I have the profit that I really should have had all along. It's gonna go. Look at that. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just made Tix and ZV like 2 seconds. Should have held that one too. Really, what has happened? What have I been said the most today? More than anything, should have kept it. Pretty much every single trade, right? Oh, guys. How long is that big order down there?
Hedging at 9 bills was 12 billion. 7 be selling 38 billion in 3-year notes on 4 billion reopened 10-year notes.
Yeah.
16 billion reopened 30-year bonds on January 10th, settling on 15th.
Sell them while they're while everybody wants it. Oh, guys, why did I? It was when I took it at 03. I was looking at the DOM and I said, okay, there's this order at 30 half, so maybe I should take it from here to here. And then it came down 3 ticks and it was just kind of sitting there, and I was like, well, it's not really going down all that fast, so maybe I should just take it off, even though seems like there's, yeah, like I don't want to be greedy, you know? And should have been greedy. But you know what? It's okay, because how often you screw yourself over holding it. Daylight today does not happen very often. Still going. How far is this going to come back now? This is getting interesting, folks. Okay, so now that it's through there, I think this, you have to take it off, or I should take it off. And now I'm wondering how far this can really go back. That is scary. We might be done, guys. I think I'll keep this running for maybe another 15-30 minutes so that we can catch as much video as we can. But we might be done. This is good stuff. I could even might use this footage for some things. Okay. My day yet. You don't want to be that. I'm sorry, Jasper. What about the rest of you guys? What about you guys in YouTube? How did you do? If you're still paying attention. Probably you're not. This is a good trading action. I mean, my signals worked really well today, and there was a lot of signals that I did not take because in the past they were not as reliable. That would have been really great trades too. And there was a lot of trades that I didn't take that I saw that there was opportunity there, but that I didn't want to screw up and be trading after 8:30 and all that. If I had been aggressive, I could have made 32 ticks today, guys. That was a nutso move. Nutso move. I don't know, but it was on economic data. So now the question is, does that economic data justify the move that we just had? Look at this chart. Let's kind of pull this in here, right? Look at that. We're coming up and there's a gap now. Like, that is a bit much. It is a bit much. To justify what just happened today, you would have to say that we are for sure going into a recession, I think. I think that's what you would have to do. I don't know. Seems like a bit much. Let's change this. This should be, what would it be? I'm too lazy to do math. 7:30. I was like, I think it's at 7 something, but how lazy I'm being right now. Gotta do it on all of them. There we go. Now I can really pull out. Okay. A bit much. We get back to... interesting. Okay, so here at 150 in ZB or so is the point at which I start to say that this is dumb. Not dumb, but like it has to be a recession at that point, you know? That's how I feel. Okay. Anyways. Reversed head and shoulders pattern. Well, the evening has gone higher. There's still a long way to go, but they are above the overnight low. So that's good. Sold O3s, target 31s. In front of the size, they're at 30. Yeah. It's a good trade. I don't know if this spot obviously would have been better to have gotten 04, but huh. Oh, 31. I don't know. I'm rooting for you here, John. Feel like they should be trading down to your target for sure. But there sure is a lot of iceberging there at 03. And the 5-year is like kind of all over the place, you know? Oh, you've let it go 2 ticks against you. Oh, it's not too bad. There you go. Hey, there you go.
Equity news every time. jets in 2018. Devices about 800 jets.
Who is freaking calling that number? Is it the same person? Let's see. No, it is not. It is different people are calling it. Punk's buying 0. Probably pulse. Watch. Would they tick down, it'll pull back to 300.
As a travel advisory.
No, that's not good. A little bit too much profit taking there. You mean it's kind of, it looks pointed down again? We're gonna have another flush. Okay. When does the London exchanges close? Oh, it closes at 9:30. So we'll wait. I'm gonna wait and see the European close, the London close. It does kind of look to me like they've got um, positions open and they are having to close them here, and you're gonna get a little bit of a push here going into 9:30 because the E-mini is now pushing through that resistance. And treasuries are responding in kind. Definitely, though, some people looking to take some profits here in this spot in the 30-year. That come back really easily.
Or the geopolitical US issue, travel advisory, the overall travel caution level, China has remained increased caution in
Block by.
I'm not so sure that 31 is happening now. They may have a pullback here, retest this area, and come back down here. They're distributing a little bit too much here. You know? Like, you're short from 05 and 04, that's pretty good. You're short from 03, that's okay. Target at 31, though, is maybe a little too far. Just from the profile, you know. You might be better off just sticking to where the profile has been thick, like the 01. You mean he's kind of given a little bit of a scare there. It doesn't mean that it's done. They sure look scared. That sucks. I think John had a really good trade there. It's just got cut short, you know? Ah, good job. Okay, so are we going to take out this 11? No, it wasn't. Was it 11? No. Where am I getting 11 from? It's 01. So there was some at 0 and there's some at 01. Some at 0, some at 01, and there's some in the 5-year. And there's a little target there, 10 or so in the 30-year.
Political news. Wickham from BuzzFeed. Theresa May's allies privately conceded they're on course to birthday tonight. Senior Conservatives are giving a second vote or another delay. The Street Insider is 3 times the road.
I think that did the move. I think I would have taken off there. John has really good reliable targets though, so he probably would hold it, I think.
The US 8-week auction bids a cover of 3.14 with a high yield rate of 2.
Yeah, cover their shorts and head to the pub.
By 0.8 4-week bills. That's the high yield rate of 2.9%, of 2.81, big accepted 9. At
It's looking. The other thing is they look a little scared. The guys in the treasuries. It just seems scared to me. Oh, okay. You didn't take it off. I'm gonna go with 418. I think that's a good pick. That's nice. Time to refill the coffee. This could go all day. Okay, so there's the 01. It doesn't look like it's going to stop there. They still have 15 to test in ZV. Gotcha. By the way, are you listening today, John? I can't tell if he's loud. I'm like talking about him. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this because if he's listening, it will like mess with his head. One tick in front of the meat grinder at 16. Yes. I'm just thinking, like, well, okay, the E-mini recovered there. That came back way too quick. So I think my opportunity is already lost. No, maybe not. Maybe not. I'll just put that one in there. Okay. State Department issued a travel advisory for citizens traveling to China. Oh my gosh, I did not see that. Donald Trump tweeted this fake logo that's been going around for Elizabeth Warren that says Warren won 2020th. I can't believe he freaking posted that. Oh my gosh.
Barclay, saying today I did chair a meeting with FD government.
Well, darn.
But focus remains on securing the deal. It's crucial we can plan for no deal corruption and provide stability for citizens.
That was a real head fake. I'm still not sure. I don't know. They're above the VWAP now in the E-mini, which is just like, what the heck? Yeah, it sucks. So how much was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Darn. I mean, like, I saw it too, and I was like, oh, well, I don't think I could. If I had put it at 0, 0, I would have gotten filled. Can you believe that? And look, there's the liquidity right there too. You see it? See it? Like, I totally saw the fishiness there. I was a little bit too slow. John lost some on that long row 9 too, huh? Yeah, that sucked. Well, now you know how I feel, because that was exactly that trade right there that just happened to John. It was exactly the one that always screwed me over in CB. You know? Was like, we saw the momentum going, reversed, he caught a quick few ticks, and then he saw the momentum continuing, so he got in again, and then it immediately flipped on him. Well, it's for the best, because it would fuck up my stats. Like, if I take a trade after 8:30, that's a time period that I usually cannot trade, and ergo, you're not gonna do. Okay, well, it's 9:40, so it is time for me to shut it down, because I'm gonna do my call. So, thank you guys for watching, though. It was really fun. Plus 10 for the day. Good deal. That's like $300 per contract. Well done, John. Very good. I made about 10. I made 11. I made 11 ticks today in Xeon. It was good. I think we did good. I'm not seeing too many. I know one guy in equity indexes was posting saying that he had lost a little bit, but that he was almost back to even. Man, look at that go! Look at the E-mini is in like Bizarro land now. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Why is it going up? Don't understand. This market is just like completely irrational. Like, the price action is really good. Like seriously, we saw that short there. And oh man, he picked up $530 playing in CL. Holy shit. Wait. How many contracts? Yeah, how many contracts do you trade in CL? Just ones and twos. Okay. That's pretty good though. 50 ticks in CL is a good move. Especially if you can do a good job on the CL. Okay, well, look. I don't know what's going on. This is crazy. Look, the liquidity in ZN is not that high anymore. Probably because, we're after the London close. There's your 31. You were just a minute too. Yeah, that's fucking hilarious. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you just got cleared. This, I don't even want to think. This is crazy. They're fucking with us. Like, seriously. This is pretty bad, right? Well, what you gonna do? Fun day. Good trading. We're all profitable. I think most of us are profitable. So yeah. Happy day. All right. Catch you later. Tomorrow's gonna be a big day. Big day.